The path to adulthood for a Sigma woman is typically full of hardships and challenges that become their constant companions. Even after reaching adulthood, the struggles continue, with one battle leading to the next. Sigma women are frequently left with a haunting question that lingers in their minds. Why are they different? They constantly strive to understand why certain experiences seem to affect them alone, and why their perspectives frequently differ from the majority. This feeling of dissonance can sometimes lead them to believe that they are fundamentally flawed. Even if some people might want to give up completely, the roots of this experience can be found in childhood, and many Sigma women today stand on this foundation, which has been influenced by their prior experiences. In this context, we shall examine 6 typical battle scars that signify a wounded Sigma woman's journey. Before we begin, please keep in mind that these scars have the capacity to become extremely strong. Together, let's discover the interesting world of the Sigma woman who is compelled to change by subscribing to the channel and turning on notifications. The Identity Remix. At a young age, as a young little girl, your personality is distinct and developing, yet society frequently expects you to conform to a pre-approved model set by your parents and school. The persistent push to be more extroverted may cause you to change who you are and abandon who you really are at a pivotal point in your development. It can also make you feel as though your favorite music has been turned into a generic pop tune. This drive to fit in may result in an incorrect ADH diagnosis. Raising a Sigma child is a unique experience. They are independent thinkers who forge their own paths, constantly questioning and uncovering secrets that others may try to shield. And while academic success is important, it's also important to understand their complex personalities. You may feel inundated with the idea that constant cheer and sociability are the only paths to happiness, while your love for solitary exploration and your inquisitive nature is deemed abnormal. It's a classic Stoic struggle to balance your inner world with other people's expectations. Many parents may feel overwhelmed by the Sigma's constant need to be understood as intransigents. 2. Feeling like an outsider while growing up, lost and navigating a foggy path. Consider a young tree growing under the deep shade of a towering oak, where sunlight finds it difficult to reach its leaves, causing it to become stunted and confused about its course. This is what many Sigma girls go through as they grow up. They don't necessarily feel severely harmed, but rather as though they're always confused and feel like outsiders because of their controlling parents' continual supervision, which teaches them to hide who they really are. The fear of acting out, being labeled difficult or worse, keeps them grounded. They exist in a world full of shoulds and shouldn'ts, where their natural inquisitiveness is often seen as a threat to the established order. Their bold opinions are met with raised eyebrows and hushed tones, making them feel ostracized from their peers as a young and intelligent Sigma girl. There are challenges that come with being malleable. While they are able to navigate these challenges with their intelligence, it also leads to a deep sense of loneliness. Those closest to them often misunderstand them, and their inner struggles go unnoticed. They learn early on that expressing their concerns only causes more trouble, so they keep it all inside. This leaves them with countless unanswered questions swirling in their minds, leading to a sense of isolation. However, in this state of isolation, they find that being alone is the only place where they feel truly safe. They learn to separate themselves from the chaos around them and find comfort in their own thoughts. This could be interpreted as a Stoic reaction to find inner serenity in the face of chaos outside. The label Trap 3. Being misinterpreted and susceptible to labeling Sigma girls are taught early on that deviating from the norm usually results in negative outcomes, and that being brave enough to follow their gut feelings frequently results in damaging labels. Being called names creates a complex emotional environment by serving as a continual reminder that they don't exactly match the mold, leaving them open to rejection or ridicule. In an attempt to fit in, many Sigma females take on a kind and amiable persona meant to win over others after internalizing the repercussions of disobeying authority. Sigma girls develop into keen observers who carefully analyze what garners acceptance and results in their people's gratifying tendencies. In a world that seems to reject their true selves, this propensity is a survival tactic. But as they become older, a seething bitterness starts to surface, and the knowledge that others who misunderstand them can never really understand them feeds a rebellious spirit. It takes a long and difficult fight to break free from this cycle of people-pleasing and constraining expectations. Not all Sigma women succeed. Some are drawn back and give in to pressure to fit in, while others fear the unknown that lies beyond. The familiar boundaries of their self-created persona allow them to settle for a less satisfying existence. The real journey only starts when they become self-aware and realize that their life has been shaped by expectations from others. Now that you've reached this point, you're starting a journey to discover who you really are and get back in touch with your true self. Having a clue of who you really are. Many Sigma women experience the phenomenon of staring at themselves in a distorted mirror and failing to recognize the face they see. They lose touch with their true selves as a result of the constant pressure to fit in and the labels society places on them, which leaves them doubting who they are and lacking a strong sense of self-worth. Their only lifeline is their innate ability to recognize deception. They become characters in other people's stories and are unaware that the image that their parents and teachers project is merely a facade and an attempt to conceal who they really are. Many Sigma women believe they are broken or cursed with a defective internal compass, since their special potential and independent thought are concealed and unacknowledged. Some of them give up to despair as a result of this dissonance. As others become into humans, people who use pleasers as a coping strategy to gain approval from others may even give up on living an unfulfilling life. But it's crucial to keep in mind the Stoic principle of concentrating on what you can control. In this case, actively seeking knowledge and understanding to reclaim your authentic self is the first step towards becoming the strong and distinctive person you were always meant to be. 5. Being Sigma women and families with parents that are overly protective or aggressive. The worst setting for a Sigma woman is like a garden overrun with thorny vines, where beauty finds it difficult to flourish. This is what a Sigma woman experiences. This is frequently the case for Sigma women who grew up with overly protective or abusive parents, or with an abusive father who is driven by narcissism. The Sigma child's independent spirit, which is characterized as stubborn and daring, may be viewed with suspicion and hostility as the child grows older because they want to follow their instincts and pursue unconventional ideas. Some parents may see their Sigma child as a threat rather than a blossoming flower, may collide with the strict expectations set by their parents, who may perceive their unique thoughts as strange and insane, even if they may be brilliant. Conversely, overprotective parents can be like smothering hedges. They mean well, but in the end, they impede growth because they find it difficult to accept a Sigma woman's growing independence and cling to the idea that their little Sigma still requires continual protection. Abusive and overprotective parents frequently underestimate the resilience of Sigma women because they are unaware of the strength that lies beneath their exterior and allows them to handle these difficult situations with grace, even if it comes across as prickly. The insults and attempts at dominance from abusive parents are like weak weeds in comparison to the deep-rooted power of the Sigma spirit. Keeping the storm at bay. 6. Always internalizing the hurt. Imagine a woman who identifies as a Sigma personality type. She carries within her a heavy burden of negative emotions that have accumulated over the years due to experiences of disappointment, frustration, and being labeled as an outcast. These emotions are bottled up in seed, her eating away at her from within. Sigma women tend to internalize their pain because they fear that nobody will understand them, even if they try to express themselves. They often feel judged and misunderstood by others. This silence and lack of emotional expression can cause others to perceive them as unemotional or excessively calm. However, this calmness is just a facade that hides a storm of hidden emotions, which can lead to feelings of vengeance and a reluctance to forgive. Every Sigma woman carries the scars of early life experiences that have shaped their personality. The good news is that even deep wounds can heal, just like a damaged flower can be nurtured back to life. Nobody should be forced to abandon their true selves or punished for being authentic. Feeling like an outcast or a puzzle piece that doesn't fit is the root of the Sigma stay-away attitude, which can often be confusing for parents. Even though they mean well, their attempts to help Sigma women by setting up blind dates or forcing them to socialize can backfire and add more pressure to an already overflowing emotional cauldron. Healing for a Sigma woman is a protracted process that calls for self-discipline and a willingness to confront the emotions they've kept hidden for so long. While a father's fear of her daughter's loneliness or a mother's concern for her happiness can be unintentionally stifling, watching videos can. The conclusion serves as a useful beginning point. Only by acting on the acquired knowledge and starting a self-discovery journey can there be genuine transformation. If you've read this far, please leave a comment with your ideas, and if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing till the next time. Music.